fired. The NYPD officer involved in the arrest that led to Eric Garner's death plans to sue to get his job back. After a long-awaited decision, Nate Rogers has reaction from all sides.
Bill, this is the first time in 5 years the Garner family has received what they call justice in this case.
Yeah, Pantaleo, you may have lost your job, but I lost a son.
Eric Garner's mom surrounded by dozens of supporters saying the fight is not over yet. Today's announcement follows a recommendation by an administrative judge to terminate Daniel Pantaleo for placing the 46-year-old in a chokehold.
It is clear that Daniel Pantaleo can no longer effectively serve as a New York City police officer.
Today will not bring Eric Garner back, but I hope it brings some small measure of closure and peace to the Garner family.
It was this viral video that garnered a nationwide outcry against excessive force advancing the Black Lives Matter movement. Pantaleo placed Garner in a chokehold while attempting to arrest him in 2014 for selling untaxed loose cigarettes in Staten Island. Authorities say Garner, while unarmed, resisted arrest. A Staten Island grand jury and the Department of Justice decided not to indict Pantaleo on criminal or federal civil rights charges.
This mayor needs to be removed. The police commissioner needs to know he's lost his police department.
Pantaleo joined the NYPD in 2006. After Garner's death, he was placed on modified duty with his service weapon taken away. Pantaleo's attorney now plans to file a lawsuit. The PBA will appeal O'Neill's decision. Garner's family now wants other officers involved in his death be held accountable. They're also working to pass the Eric Garner law, which would make all chokeholds by law enforcement unconstitutional. In New York, I'm Nate Rogers for Chasing News.
Thank you, Nate. All right, let's bring in our legal expert, former county prosecutor and now defense attorney, Bob Bianchi. Bob, welcome back. How are you?
How you doing, Bill?
So let's start with the lawsuit, the potential now for Officer Pantaleo to sue to get his job back. Where do you think that stands, and what grounds is he going to have to make a case?
Well, you know, whenever you go on appeal, Bill, the odds are against you. Right now, Pantaleo is on his back, given the rulings that have occurred here. But essentially, they're going to make an appeal, and they're going to say that there was an inappropriate assessment of fact and law, especially, I would imagine, vis-a-vis what a chokehold is and whether a chokehold was applied here, because there was some very interesting wording in that ruling. The ruling was almost like, we really don't blame anyone. In fact, he was acquitted of one charge, which was to try to interfere with Eric Garner's breathing. He was found not guilty of that. In other words, there would have been a finding that the officer was purposefully doing that, as opposed to what he was found guilty of, which is more of a negligence or a reckless standard. So they may argue that the punishment was excessive, even though the consequences were tragic.
So, Bob, let me ask you, why then this mad rush to judgment? I mean, all of a sudden, as of today, the minute Commissioner O'Neill spoke, he used the term chokehold. That has now just run away with the media. That's the word. Does that put Officer Pantaleo in a very much more difficult position if he's going to come back and say, wait, hold on a minute, you can't try this case in the media, the facts matter?
In my mind, even as a former county prosecutor that ran an agency, I don't want the media and playing into the court of public opinion at all in any investigation. And when you have the mayor out there saying, oh, in 30 days, you're going to get justice. And when you have so much political pressure being placed on, and you don't have people with the moral courage to say, I'm going to do what I think is right. Now, I'm not saying this wasn't the right decision, but it becomes suspect at this point that it was a political one as opposed to one based on fact and law.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Always good to talk to you.